Good morning, Rabbi Isai. Lili Nishmatz Miros Yerusvos Mordechai. First Chaim Levin in the house. Wow. So first of all, we have unbelievable news in Eretz Yisrael, and hopefully the rest of the world imitates. We reached 20 live locations, with one more in the works. Ashdod is going to open tomorrow. It'll be 21. The kids are 1 or 2 a week. That's the way we do it. Unbelievable.
Where's the 20th right now? Where's the 20th?
Where's the 20th? In Daled. I didn't translate. I was just translating loosely. I wasn't a typical yeshiva bacher. I like to learn other things outside of what the yeshiva was learning. I like to learn a lot of bekitz. Bekitzer. Anyways, he saw status of a very famous status guy in Eretz Yisrael, Ariel Buzaglo. That was starting Bava Metzia, and he said, "Okay, let me see if I could. I travel a lot. I'll do it on the way." And he wants to say that he never held a job more than 8 months. Always got into fights with his bosses, and this he used to get bored. Mamish like in yeshiva, but he believes that since he started doing the daf, he became Yusuf, and he's holding a job steady already for a year and a half. And he wants to give a yishkoyach to the shir for that part of it. Yishkoyach atzum on the ruchnius and also on the gashmius. It has a tremendous hashpah on my entire family and my children. I'm sending you a video. Moshe Barzel from Charish. Here are his children.
Erev Tov Rabbi Isai.
Huh? Yeah. This Rabbi Isai is in our second location in Bnei Brak. Stephanie. What's it called? Stephanie. There's some Ponovich Bachram in there that he said. Yeah, there's a screen. This guy, if you speak Hebrew, is pretty funny. This is your typical Mashgiach in a Bacher. One of his lines is, you like watching stuff on a screen.
נו באמת, חוידה שלול, המלך בסודה. המלך בשדה? לאיפה הוא טס? מספיק עם כל הליצונות הזאתי. אני מציע שתלך היום ב9 בערב לשיעור של הרב סטפנסקי, מוסרים אותו על מסך, כמו שאתה אוהב לראות דברים במסך, בבית כנסת של בית ישראל בשעה 9. מתחילים מסכת סויריאס, תוך 13 יום אתה תסיים מסכת סויריאס, ותעשה סוף סוף משהו חיובי, וגם תסתכל במסך, כמו שאתה אוהב.
כמו שאתה אוהב. Yitzi Eisenthal from Belgium. He's this is what we need. I'm calling on all the Meshugoyim L'Dover Echad, I call them. Meshugoyim, like Peretz Chaim Levin, he's a Meshugoyim L'Dover Echad, right? It's a compliment. There's not a bigger compliment. Wherever he goes, how many people did you bring to this year? Baruch. Throw it out.
Over 1,000, I guess.
I thought it was over 2,000. It's over 1,000. Over 1,000 people.
Breakfast tomorrow also.
He brings breakfast here every single day for the koil, every single day for the last week and a half. How long?
Every single time he's in Eretz Yisrael.
Yeah. So, it's Meshuggah L'Davar. Yitzi Eisenthal, great guy. Meshuggah L'Davar. You got to have it in your head. I'm getting more people to Torah. Baruch Hashem, we're getting bigger every siyum, and in Eretz Hashem we look forward to more people joining our siyum. We have the Rav of one of the main kehillas here speaking at the siyum. Thanks to the generosity of the MDY Belgium Chabura, my son and I look forward to coming in Eretz Hashem to RBS. Oh, the generosity of the MDY Belgium Chabura sent. I didn't chap this. They're sending him to Eretz Yisrael to a live share. You believe this? It's kedai to be a Meshuggah L'Davar Echad at MDY headquarters at the end of October. So I hope you don't have a trip planned for then. Best regards, Yitzi. MDY Los Angeles, here we go. MDY Los Angeles and MDY South Florida invite you to celebrate the Siyum on Masechet Avodah Zarah, the home of Yitzi Katz in Los Angeles, Last of Kosher Grill. But what about the live one? Ari, what happened to the live one? What?
What's happening for the Bachman launch?
Why not Harius launch?
The soft launch, the technical stuff. Set it up.
Okay. Avi Slane says, B'siyad Shemaya, we're starting today a new location in Kiryat Yovel. Fast Chazara at 8:30, and at 9 o'clock is the shir. When you have a Cyrus, like I say, when you have a Cyrus, you start right away. You don't. We're not waiting for Tuesday for the beginning of the Masechta. We're going to start today, and here it is. So who knows? Kiryat Yovel. Maybe it'll be another location. Hi, my name is Shaya. I love this one. My name is Shaya Freilicher. I've been with the Daf since Avodah Zarah, Daf Beis, and I'm excited that I'll be able to be Messiah Avodah Zarah and Hoyres for my upcoming Bar Mitzvah. 3 weeks ago, I was in Los Angeles. I live in St. Louis. And on Shabbos, I bumped into Hil Kamiansky and his son. He gave me his Bechal Drachecha De'eu card. And we schmoozed for a minute, but the main part was the geschmack of meeting another MDYer in a place far from home. I love all your shir, and please continue to spread achdus and geschmack and learning. Your Talmud forever. Shaya Freilicher. Yeah. Well, he's going to be Bar Mitzvah soon, no? He came over to Hil. Hil's famous for Machlokes. The Bala Machlokes. Before anything else, I'd like to thank you for the wonderful share. I really don't like giving criticism, but I felt I should mention that the video with the Kohen Gadol came across a bit over the top. Kitzer, I heard from a few people that they didn't appreciate the Kohen Gadol dancing like that. Okay, the share itself is truly incredible, and it's just a shame when videos like that create moments of discomfort. I could also mention the one with the bris. Thanks again, and please know this feedback comes only from a good place. Yechiel. Rabbi say, Shabbos Shalachtus. Anonymous, Lefu Shleima, Yolahor Taneitam Ben Bashev Brachu who's with us this morning, V'Yosef Chaim Ben Dvorach Chai Gold. Sponsored by Dar Global. Anonymous, Chus, Latzlacha for all our kids this year, and Parnassos Rabbi say, we're only missing $20,000. That's not a lot of money for such a $18,000. And this morning somebody sent in a donation. Yesterday, our very chosheva chaver, who's sitting here, I'll embarrass him a little bit. Avi Kamiansky stepped up and gave over 20,000 shekel towards the Shabbos. Rabbi say, everybody should mean this seriously. I want to give him a bracha. First of all, HaKadosh Baruch Hu should give him tremendous amount of parnasa so that he can continue giving and giving like he does every day. Amen. And that just like when you give to others, HaKadosh Baruch Hu pays back, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu should give you nachas from every one of your children, but ain't soif, the most nachas possible. Masechta sponsored, David Salom, dedicated in memory of Avi Mori, Reb Shmuel Baruch, Ben Reb Chaim Tzvi Doi Zechron Levracha. Masechta sponsored Anonymous, Latzloch Baruch Yizu V'Gash V'Zluchus Achenu B'nei Yisrael. Anonymous, may our learning be a shield of protection and source of unity and blessing for Am Yisrael. Joel Gedalius, Lilish, my father Jack Gedalius. Monthly sponsors TCS Israel Power by Talking Save, Anonymous, Refuah Shlema, Sarah Bat Motaram, and Shira Bat Sarah. Weekly sponsored Anonymous as a schus for continued success in Parnas and to be able to support Torah and those in need. Right. Be from the givers. Daily sponsors, Family Tauber, in honor of our dear, listen to this, I love this. In honor of our dear mother on her 40th birthday, 40th young woman, from your 3 MDYers, Shai, Joe, and Moe. Valdik, beautiful. Ariel Kayimov, Mazel Tov, Liam Kayimov, on your bar mitzvah today, doing the daf since Makot. Keep on dafing, beautiful. Here's another 13-year-old. Who's with us since Makis. Unbelievable. Naftuli Kraus. Baruch Hashem, found my luggage. You know? No, it's great. Some people, when they lose their luggage, some people, after they lose their luggage, thank you Hashem, forget it. No. It's giving, Hoidah, Shevach Hoidah. The entire Cleveland MDY family. Rabbi Isai, instead of giving sponsors to MDY, you can buy a box of beer tags. The entire Cleveland MDY family, Refuah Shlema B'Korov, Techana Basara Esther Safran, the wife of your oldest Talmud. I met it. I guess that's the guy. I met him when I was in, that was in Baltimore, you're right. Correct. Anonymous. L'refuaso yashlemo adinenu merenu v'rabenu ateres rishenu shlita Rabbi Yisachar Doiv ben Miriam b'toich Sharchal Yisrael. Is that the Bel Zerov?
He was in the hospital on Shabbos.
Okay, you fell down. Bel Zerov. Do we have a bells in the room? No? In Hebrew we do. Okay, what? Peretz Chaim Levin. Mazel Tov to Mr. and Mrs. Nachum Horowitz on the chassan of their son Nussi, to Rivka Finkel. May they be zoiche to build a bayis nema b'Yisrael. That's Nachum Horowitz from Baltimore. Givaldik. That's you. Okay, Peretz. What?
Chachum. His nickname is Chachum.
Chachum? Nochum is Chachum. Ari and Aliza Rosenstein, Rabbi Sai, in honor of our son Yuri's wedding tonight to Neshama Luxembourg from RBS, they should be Zoicha to build a bayis Neman B'Yisrael. What does a father of a chassan do? He's busy with a million other things. Gives a donation to MDY, and he comes to the shir the day of. Yishkoyach Ari, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov. Huh? That's the real test. Anonymous, Mazel Tov. Joni and Stephanie Haber on the birth of twins, a boy and a girl. Only Simchas and Mazel Tov from Anonymous. MDYR, monthly for Shlema, Yehonatan Eitan ben Beshever Bracha. For Shlema, Mordechai ben Esther, for Ayelet, Daniel Zev ben Ayelet Esther. Rabbi Sai, we want to welcome back Rabbi Lewin, who's sitting shiva for his young daughter. Liz Mamish over here. So, welcome back. That's the way. Come, Mamish, the day after, come right back in. And do not try to make it up today. Go from here on. Zok the Gemara, today's Daf Ayin Hey. We're starting from Daf Ayin Daled Amud Beis, all the way in the bottom. Bameh min agvon. We learned in the Mishnah if you have a wine press made out of different materials, certain situations, you do niguv. You wipe it down. How do you wipe it down? So the Gemara starts off. The Gemara goes away from it real quickly. Rav Amar b'mayim. You wash it down with water. Rav Barachana Amar be'efer. You use ash. I have Rabbi Lerner. I don't know. Is he still on Zoom? I haven't heard his name in a long time. We did? Yeah. Oh. Mendel Lerner, he gave me this beautiful box of ash. I didn't know why he gave me a bunch of ash, and now I know. To demonstrate the sugya. What? No. What is it? What did he say? This is tabak? I know it's tabak. We use it for shir. Mendel, Shum Aleichem, Mendel, what's outside? I haven't seen you in a while. Wow, you still on every day?
Every night.
Even in Ben Azmanim, when I was in America? Givaldik, wow.
Yep.
This is beautiful. This is one of the nicest Shmek Tabak boxes in the world. But anyways, it's Afer. For today's purposes, it's Afer. I'm going to do a demonstration. You're sitting close by, right? Not so Gishmak. Look at this. It's all over my Gemara already. Fine. Afer, you take some ash. I don't know what it looks like exactly. You take ash like on the Erev Tisha B'Av, and you wipe it down. Instead of soap, you wipe it down with ash. Ask the Gemaras, 2 lines from the bottom. B'mayim v'loy be'efer. How is that considered wiping down with water? You don't wipe down with water, you wipe down with a towel, with ash. So what does it mean with water? That's question number 1. Rav Bar Bechano Amar be'efer, use ash. Be'efer v'loy b'mayim. What, you're going to leave a bunch of soap on the wall? You're going to leave ash on the wall? So of course you need to use water. El Rav Amar b'mayim v'uadin la'efer. Rav Bar Bechano Amar la'efer v'uadin la'mayim. V'loy pli. There's no machlokes. You need both. You need water, you need ash. Rabbi said what we're going to do is very, very simple. I came up with the system. I think it works beautifully. You just have to, everybody will do it. We're going to take this sugya. If you say ash, water, water, ash, it can get a little confusing. But it's very, very simple. It goes like this. You always have to start off with water. No matter what, you need water. So if I tell you that the wine press was moist, that's enough. It's moist. You already have moisture. You need liquid in the beginning. So if it's moist, so then we're going to start right away with ash. And if you start with ash, then you have to go to water. Now you always end off with water, always minus the fact that sometimes we don't mention it. Why? Because that's your problem. You want to wash it. You want to mix your wine with ash? Go ahead, mix it with ash. It's normal to wash it down with water. Similar to, I don't know exactly, but according to the Vilna Gaon and some, when you do negel vaser, many people, it says halacha to wash your hands 6 times. The Vilna Gaon says 8. A lot of people do 8. Why 8? Because you got to wash off the final one. I'm not going to tell you that. You want to do it, you do it. I'm telling you, you need to put ash. You want to keep it on your thing for, the memory of what you did? Great, but it's going to taste not so geschmack. You're going to have tabak all over your wine. So you wash it down. So now Rabbi said together with me, I'm gonna say it and you're gonna tell me what it is. It goes like this. Ha biritivasa. When it's moist, so what's the next step, Rabbi say? Ash. And then after ash comes water. That's it. Ha biyabeshta. But if it's dry, so what's the first step if it's dry? Water. And then afterwards, ash.
Anything we wash with soap, that's the system. I shower.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what the Gemara is going to say. Itmar be Rav Shmei the Rav Amri. Harti class. Either 2 or 3. So we have a machlokes here, Rav and Shmuel. Shmuel holds, no matter what, you have to do 2 ashes in the process. 2 ashes. So what does Rav says? Rav says, Tarti tlas. If it's dry, then what do you do, Rabbi Isai? Water. Right together. What if it's dry? What do you do? First thing? Water. And then what? Ash. And if it's wet, what do you do? Ash. Water. Ash. Givaldik. Shmuel Amar, but Shmuel says you have to do 2 ashes no matter what. So he says, Tlas Arba, it's 3 or 4. So Nachamal, if it's moist, what do we do? Ash, water, ash.
And water.
Then we're not getting there. We're not talking about it. We're not telling you what to do. You want to wash off the soap off your body after the mikveh? Go ahead. You don't? Go home with soap on your head. Oh, and if it's dry, Rabbi say dry. What do we start with? Water, ash, because we need 2 ashes. So this is how they said it in Surah. Besura masnachi. B'disa masnu, it's the same thing. No machloik, it's just they add the water at the end. Bei Rav Amri mishmei the Rav Tlas Arba. It's either 3 or 4. So if it's dry, Rabbi say dry. What do we start off with? Water, ash, water. No, that's Shmuel. Rav only says 1. So if it's dry, it's water, ash, water. And then if it's wet, it's ash, water, ash, water. Arba. Ushmuel Amar Arba Chomesh. If it's moist, we start off with ash, water. So that's 4. And 5 is if it's dry. So you start off with water, ash, water. And there's no machlokes markel choshev mayo basroi umar loikel choshev mayo basroi. The question is, am I going to even talk about the last water? So I'm just saying, like the first time I read it to me it was very confusing. Ash, water, ash. Then I realized that it always starts off with moisture, and it always ends off with moisture. Okay, so then you want to do 3, 4, 5. Something very interesting is that the Taz brings, who was Rashi's father? Rabbi Yitzchak. So the Shiloh, was he in Amoritz or Talmud Chacham? So he brings that some people
quote him sometimes.
So he brings that some people say that Rashi's father, and he calls him a not a lamdan, doesn't call him out. He says not a lamdan, and that Rashi wanted to give his father honor, so he went to him and said, ask me a question, I want to put it in my sefer. So he asked him, why does the Torah start with Bereshis? It should have started with Achosh Zelochem. And he puts it in, he says, my father asked me a kasha, and it reminded me of a beautiful story of, I have a friend, his name is Shai Horowitz. He was my friend when I was a child. He went through a lot through his life, and what he does is he writes these famous books. It says on 1,001 stories from a Chanchem. 1,001, I don't know if you have a big, thick book. Read this beautiful story there of Rabbi Zalman Meltzer. So Rabbi Zalman Meltzer, when he was nifter, Tavshin Yadalit, so they made I said the story, they made a hesped for him in yeshiva. And Rav Moshe Chavroni, his nephew, got up and gave a hesped. This is Rabbi Zalman. And he said, I want to tell you how much Rabbi loved learning. He was the Galad Dar Rabbi. How much he loved learning. He says there was the Brit said you can't leave your house between 6 and 6. And late at night, there's a knock on the door. And Rav Moshe Chavroni was preparing shir for Chevron, Rosh Hashanah and Chevron. And he goes to the door, he says, who is it? He says, the fetter. Your uncle's here. He opens the door, he says, what are you doing here? You're risking your life. You get shot on the spot, you could be jailed. What are you doing? He said, listen, I have a tremendous steer in the Rambam. I can't go to sleep, I'm going crazy. So they go over the steer in the Rambam, and Rav Moshe Chavroni came up with Murdik of Pshat, and Rabbi Isser waited till 6 o'clock in the morning, and he left. And he's screaming, the Moshe Chavern is screaming at the Hesped, he's saying, look at the Havas HaTorah he had, look at the Havas HaTorah. So after the Hesped was over, the Rebbetzin said to the people, he said, listen, the story is true, but what he said is wrong. It's not his Havas HaTorah. I'll tell you what it was. It was his Havas HaBriyos, his Ben Adam Chavera. What happened was, Rebbe Bisser wanted to print a Sefer Eben Ozel. He had, there's eight parts to it. The eighth Chelek was a year and a half wait. And there was only one printer in Yerushalayim. And the printer, he found him in Shul. He says, listen, one of the guys canceled. If you give me a Sefer right away, like in the next day or two, I'll print it right now. So he said, okay, Givaldik. And he goes through, and he said, wait, I have a big problem. My nephew, Reb Chatzkel Sarna, I write a kasha from him. My other nephew, Reb Aaron Kohen, I wrote a kasha. But I don't have a kasha from Reb Moshe Chavroni. What should I do? I can't, he's going to be insulted. So he risks his life. He goes in the middle of the night, and he pretends he has a kasha on the Rambam, a stira. And he worked it out with him until he gave him a good pshat. And then, pshat, okay, now I can write my sefer. It's a story of Midas, not about a Havas HaTorah, she said. So that's one pshat in Rashi. That he went and he asked his father, what do you say? No, you have a good kasha, and then he puts it in there to give him covered. What says the Taz, it doesn't make sense. Why? Because in our sugya right over here, where is this? Right over here. So Rashi brings his father. And he says, the pshat in the sugya is like my father, Loshin Abba Moiri, Minuchase Kavod. He calls him Moiri. Vunire Be'enai. This is the pshat I like. Varishan Loshin Moiri. My father's pshat is better than my Rebbe's pshat. And he goes on. Mela says the Taz doesn't make sense that he didn't know how to learn. He knew how to learn the Kana Harai. Okay. Says the Gemara, Bo minei mirbavo. Hani gurge dar moi mau. Mai. Gurge, maybe, something like this. L'saber saying, I'm not exactly sure what it looks like. Something like this. It's like these things that hold together the grapes. They shouldn't come apart. How do you kasher it? So I actually have a whole sugya of kashering today. A lot of things that we do and we take for granted come from the sugya, like when we buy new kalim, you go to the mikveh, you taival, like Erev Pesach, you do agalas kalim, sometimes you do libun. We're going to be discussing these things today. So it's some sort of lattice that holds together the grapes. Daramai. Mai, how do you do a hechsher on it? How do you make it kosher? We learned Hareisha hayu gitov ubeis badov tmeim. So a gas is where you make wine, and this is beis habad where you make oil. You press oil. Tmeim. Let's say it's tamei. You want to make a hechsher. It happens today all the time. You go into a factory, you go into a place that it's not kosher. You want to make it kosher. Hadapim. V'hadoshim, valulavim. Here we have pictures for everything today. Baruch Hashem, what a, all made from scratch. It's unbelievable. These are dapim, boards that push you put pressure on it. I don't know if like that exactly, but you put pressure on it, it crushes the grapes. V'hadoshim, that's the actual vat itself that you step you step on the grapes. Valulavim, check this one out. Givaldic stuff. Here's the lulavim. Basically, it's a broom made out of palm trees. It's a broom. All this is non-kosher. Medichon, all you have to do, the easiest way of kashrus is hadacha, which means to rinse it off. There's a Rashi here, a very important Rashi. Rashi says, medichon b'mayim, you rinse it off in water. This is good, right over here. Why? You don't need this stuff. Mendel Lender's, the ashes, Mendel Lerner. You bring this brisa, and you'd expect the Gemara to like go crazy. Say, oh, it's a contradiction to our Mishnah. The Mishnah says you need to put ashes. No, midichan. You rinse it off in the sink. Nobody says a word about it, says Rashi. Memela, the sagila ba'adacha, it's enough just to rinse it off. The Rabbanan Basroi decided this is the halacha and the story. It's a beautiful Rashi. Great. And this is Neget to our sugya. Ha'kolim is basically this gurgi thing, this stuff. What does it say? What do you do with hakalim? Shel nitzarim, shel bitzvus, minagvam. These things you have to use ash. V'shel shifa, v'shel gemi. Shifa, so shifa is a type of gemi. And over here in the Agoyz Tzionim it says sham. Sham means cork. Which is also, what?
It says kash.
Kash. Yeah. That I haven't seen anywhere say that, but okay. It's a rubbery thing, like cork. V'shel shegemi miyashnon 12 chodesh. It's also absorbent, so you have to let it dry for 12 months. You leave it from season to season, whether it's for the oil or whether it's for the grapes. Now here's the question that the Gemara is going to ask. Let's go through it. Bal Peh. What is the difference from season to season or 12 months?
Season could be twice a year. Maybe,
No, not twice a year, but he's saying minus the season. Okay, I hear it. That's one shot. But the Gemara doesn't answer that. The Gemara answers much better even. What if the season is delayed by 4 months? Instead of 12 months, there's a thing with the weather, and this, and there's not enough rain, and the season is 14 months later. So according to the Manda Omer that says you have to wait from season to season, you must wait 14 months. But according to the Manda Omer that says 12 months, it's 12 months. What if the season was 10 months? It was 2 months early. It came to early blooming. When I was in Utah, the tree it was fall already. It was like, I don't know if it was a mistake in the weather or something. All of a sudden you see beautiful colors and things that are starting to fall. It was what is it called? False start, sort of, you know? Sometimes it happens. A what?
Glitch in the system.
A glitch, yeah. So again, if it's season to season, I don't care. A similar, not a mashal, the people that are makbid on shruya and gebroks, so they're allowed to eat gebroks on the last day of Pesach. Now, a lot of people are makbid not to use the kalim of gebroks. On Pesach, if you eat, on the first day of Pesach, you eat gebroks, they take the kli as if it's treif and they put it on the side. So if so, you shouldn't be able to eat any from any of the kalim in the beginning of Pesach because you ate from the last day of Pesach. You have to wait a whole year. No, it's a year minus, so that's what he was saying, I was saying, minus the season.
It's a short minute.
Okay. First of all, I have to say Shalom Aleichem to some guests. Shalom Aleichem, what's your name?
Me?
Yeah.
Elio Parrish.
I love Elio. Shmak. From where? Lakewood. Shalom Aleichem. How you doing? And then in the back, you all the way in the corner. What's your name?
Yaakov Ehrenpreis.
Shalom Aleichem from?
Muncie.
Muncie, Gewaldig. And you?
Alicia Klatsko from Passaic.
Klatsko from, I love Passaic. I love Muncie also. I lived there too a little bit. I need somebody to help me out. I woke up with this service that we have to write about the guests that come every day. We have like 5 guests a day, right? I was hoping that somebody's going to say he's from Brazil, lives in the jungle, something shmaka, an inspirational story. Passaic. Oh, we had last night from Madrid. And he says he can't even find one guy to do the shir there. He says Madrid is not he's working hard. He says, I love the shir. It's unbelievable. It's my lifeline to Yiddishkeit. Great guy. It's like, so that's it. There's no...
He's Yeshua's cousin.
Are you really Yeshua's cousin?
Yes.
Wow. How are you related?
Her father and his father are brothers.
So your father from Iran? No, isn't his father from Iran? His mother's from Iran. Ah, got it. All right, Aaron Price from Iran doesn't make. Yeah. What was I thinking? All right, Givaldik. He has a tremendous chusser in the share. Tremendous. He brought even Rabbi Schoenberg and many other people. He stood outside and schlepped Rabbi Schoenberg. All right, Zok the Gemara. Huh? Rabbi Schoenberg says no.
Please, come on.
Cut that out.
Want to go back to the shir? Go to the camera. Go to the camera.
He just doesn't know. No, what happened? You came out of shul and you heard the shir. You came. Just give him credit. What do you care? Says the Gemara, from season to season in 12 months is identical. Says the Gemara, depending if the season is lengthened or short. Do you need exactly 12 months, or it can even go less from season to season, or even more? If you want to be metired, this gemi, let's call it a cork for whatever it is. This thing you want to do a quick one. You don't want to wait 12 months. Who wants to wait 12 months to be metired something? What do you do? Magilon beroitchin. You put it hagalas kalim. You boil up water. By the way, hagalas kalim, the water has to be bubbling. We all know that. Just because sometimes what happens is you put in all these big pots, and then the bubbles go down. Then you keep on putting in the pot. No good. Has to be in a continuous bubbling matzah. Just because it was bubbling 2 minutes ago, not good. Oy cholton b'meizesim. If let's say you cook the olives to soften them up, so you can press them, so you can use that water from the zeisim. My question is, what's the chiddush? Like, what's the difference? Water or water from the zeisim? L'chayra, could you do agalas kalim in chicken soup?
No.
No. So maybe you can't do agalas kalim in olive soup. It's olive water. Why should I be able to do it? You could. I just want to show you something that really, it touched me from the first time that I saw this.
Chicken soup?
Here, this is from across the street. Mamish, this is where the oil is supposed to be parking on a daily basis, not over here on the street. I don't know if you noticed, but we upset the neighbors a lot when we park, especially on the sidewalk. It's kedai to park in the beginning of the street or right before you make that turn into our street. There's a giant parking lot with 30 spots. You can park there. It's a 2-minute walk up the street. So here it is. This is the parking lot. On Erev Pesach, for free service, they bring out many of these vats. You can see from all the umbrellas here. It's just unbelievable what goes on there. Yidden Talmid Chachamim sitting with tools, with screwdrivers and pliers, unscrewing all the handles for people for free, doing all the hagala if needed, and if you need libun, they do the libun. It's just an unbelievable. It's just a big, massive chesed. I don't know where they store all this stuff. It's a lot of equipment. Here's some of the pictures. Now, when I did the Agalas Kelim with Yochanan Nitzkowitz back in the day when I was in Chaim Berlin, I was like 18, 19 years old trying to make a little money. We had a store right across the street from Chaim Berlin, and we put a big sign, Agalas Kelim. Yochanan Nitzkowitz is a big part of the shir. So, I don't know if you know the story, I'll say it again. We didn't have this basket. I wish we did. What we had is these gloves. Now, somebody's thing fell to the bottom of it. So that was a big genius. I put my hand in there slowly, making sure that the water doesn't go in, right? It was like right there. Man, like I was touching his geschmack, but then I messed up. Like in the backside. And the water, the boiling hot water went into the glove and got caught between the glove and my skin. So I had time to boil it up geschmack. When I pulled it off, it was like a 3rd-degree burn, what they call. It was really, really bad. That was the end of my Hagalas Kalim career. And Yochanan Nitzkowitz had to take over. Yeah, ouch is not the word. Bandages and aloe vera for like 6 months. That was not the first burn I had. I told you, when I was 2 years old, I flipped an entire urn of hot water. I climbed onto the countertop, undid it, I wanted to see what it was, and just put it on myself. I was in the hospital, they say, for 2 months or something. I don't have scars, Baruch Hashem, from it. But maybe trauma, maybe other type of scars.
Been on fire ever since.
Oh, look what your mom is. Talmid HaMachimus Rabbi. Talmid HaMachimus Rabbi. No, I'll tell you what. You don't develop this in one day. He had this, but he was quiet the whole time. You just told him that it's okay to pun it. No. So here it is again, another picture. Fine.
Putting in bleach could be a problem. That's not water. According to some Pesachim.
Are you going back to the bleach thing? Because they do the bleach. We spoke about the bleach that come out of the kalim, go into the water, and they're concerned there's too many bleach in the water, and the water is supposed to put bleach. So you're saying, oh, it's not water, and the same thing like the idea that I said about soup, boiling up bleach.
Putting in bleach ruins it.
But how much? It's a mashu of bleach, because the mashu of bleach will make the whole thing disgusting. Nobody wants to eat from bleach. Guess what? Isn't there bleach in regular sink water? Like there's some chloride. What is it? Chlorine. Isn't that a type of bleach? No, for the process.
Fluoride.
That's one thing. That's fluoride. But there's also like to process the water. I think there's some sort of no. It's not tam gam, but it's not water according to him. But the tam gam makes it not bottle. You're saying But it's not mean tam of gam. It's a 60. Okay, I hear. It has to be. In order for the bleach to work, you're saying like this. In order for the bleach to work, you have to taste it. So it's tam of gam. So it's more than 60s. And maybe it's possible. Yeah.
Most of the in the East Coast use it for commercial every day.
What bleach?
Economical.
I got it. Okay, weiter. Rabbi Shimon Gamliel, Mishum, Rabbi Yosi Oimer. By the way, I want to remind Oilam, in case you skip the emails and you're cheating, so I got to tell you that we're missing $20,000 for the Shabbaton in Eretz Yisrael. If you want to step up, 2 people stepped up in the last 12 hours. So one of them is Avi Kamiansky, which I spoke about before. Another one this morning, I don't know if he wants me to say. I sent it to you. You got it for me, Benny?
Not talking about that.
Not that one. Okay. Something else. Okay. Says the Gemara. Now I have to think about what you meant. So, Rabbi Shimon Gamliel, Mishum Rabbi Yossi, Mishum Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Shimon Gamliel, Mishum Rabbi Yossi. Manichon dachat tzinor. All you need to do is put it under the faucet. Shemeim v'kalchem, that his water is streaming, or b'mayon, or in a river, or how do you say mayon, a stream. Shemeim of roidfim, that the water is moving. V'kam oina. What does it mean? You leave it there for a season. Kederach shomer b'yei nesach kachamer b'taris. The same, the way we said it by Yain.
I know.
Yeah, what did I say? Kederach shomer b'yei nesach kachamer b'taris is the same thing that we said by Yain nesach. That's what we say b'taris. Did I skip?
No.
Okay. Says the Gemara. Wait a minute. Yes, we're talking this up until now. We're talking about Yain nesach, but we stopped for a second. We started talking about taharis. We're in a sugya of how to do hagala, etc. We're not talking about Yain nesach. So klape laya, you're talking in reverse. But taharis kaminon. It should say like tahara, that's Yain nesach. Not like Yain nesach, that's tahara. We're not even talking about Yain nesach. You're right. Last daf we were talking about Yain nesach. Not now. Now is a sugi of tahara. How do you kasher one of these baskets, these lattice baskets? So the Gemara says, yeah, you're right. Mistake. Like we say in the sugya of being mitahara things, the same type of tahara you do over there, whether it's hagala, this, that, niguv. How much is the oina? A night or a day. Meaning, how much is a night or a day? 12 hours. You take a half a day and a half a night. This reminded me a shtickle. I don't know if it's mamish negeh, but why not? I like this riddle, so I'm going to tell you the riddle. Famous riddle. If you know it, Ariel, you know it, don't say it. If you don't know it and you think about it for a little bit, it's very gishmak, it comes out great. You have 2 ropes. You have 2 ropes. And you have a lighter. Each rope burns for an hour, but not consistently. In other words, it runs down the rope fast, then slow, fast, slow. If you light it on the top, it's going to burn for a full hour. At the end of the day, it's a full hour. You have 2 ropes like that. How do you get to 45 minutes on the dot? I want to know. I don't have a clock. I don't have a watch. I'm camping, and I know that these ropes burn for an hour. How could I figure out 45 minutes? Okay, pause, think. It's geschmack. It's very, very simple. What you do is you burn the first one from both sides. Now, if you burn from both sides, how long is it going to take to burn? Half hour. The second one, you also start burning, but only on one side when you start the first rope as well. So when you start the first rope, burn by both sides, you start the second one from just one side. When the first one dies down completely, that means a half hour went by. Then you light the second one, the other side. Because now you only have a half hour left on the second one. But if you burn from both sides, it's only going to be 15 minutes. So it's 15 minutes plus 30. Just thought I would say it has nothing to do with the sugi, really. You go like that and then like that. Gishmak. Okay. So the Gemara says like this. Here, check this out. Basically, let's say the day, every day has 24 hours. But let's say the light, the daytime is 10 hours and the night is 14 hours. Half of 14 is what? 7. And half of 10 is 5. 5 plus 7 is how much? 12. So you could either do a day, which is 12 hours, or a night, which is 12 hours. But sometimes they're not equal. Sometimes, let's say the night is much longer than the day. It's 14 hours and 10 hours. What do? Do half of the night and half of the day, and together you have 12. Does anybody see why I thought about this riddle? Or
Amud Beis is very dumb.
Huh?
Amud Beis is very dumb.
Sure. Has to do something with Amud Beis. The second one, the second rope, you go at the same pace as Amud Aleph, and then at the end, when you finish, you go fast. I hear something like that. There's no machlokes between a day or a night, or day and night. A half a day and a half a night. When the night and the day are equal in hours, they're both 12 hours, so grab any one. Aina means either a night, which is 12 hours, or a day, which is 12 hours. But kufas tammuz v'teves, when the day and the night are not equal, so now you have to take a half a day and a half a night, and you put them together, and you have 12 hours. Omer Rav Yehuda. Rabbi said, I got to stop here because this is L'Kavod HaTorah for real. I went on my status today, which I don't really check a lot, and at Baruch Hashem, I saw a lot of people from the Shir. I went through my friends from the Shir, and I saw they put, Ariel is starting in 13 days. Some put different clips. I'm asking you, please get on your phone, put it on your status. It'll take you literally 30 seconds. The best way to do it is you go to Dave Sharfman's bot. If you have it, it's gewaldig. It's an unbelievable thing. It's a WhatsApp thing. You go there and you can type in a lot of different stuff. You type in daf. You put in the word daf, and today's daf will show up. You put in Sanhedrin daf Chav Gimel. In 3 seconds, the daf pops up on your screen with the charts and everything. You go in there and you write the word status, and the bot will send you a bunch of stuff. They just copy, or you just do forward. You forward it to your status, boom! People start learning Torah because of you, because you took 30 seconds. You don't even have to be Paris Chaim Levin and stand in the middle of a street in the heat, in front of a supermarket with a big sign, Bezyonis, the whole thing. Nothing. From the privacy of your bathroom, you send out things, you bring people to Torah through the bathroom. It's unbelievable. Yes?
I did it yesterday.
Yeah?
Somebody I haven't been in touch with for 3 years texted me back, ordered a Gemara, starting Marius.
Come over here. Come and say it over here. Get over here. It's unbelievable. Rabbi Korman, Shalom Aleichem. This is a famous, author, but he does a tour guide. Yes, that's what I meant to say. Yes.
I'm not into statuses. Yesterday, I finally did it. I put on the video that Rafishal made on my status. Within a few hours, somebody I had not been in contact with for at least 3 years, acquaintance of mine, texted me back, loved it, was inspired by it, sent for a Gemara as joining for Horus.
Beautiful. You could do that also. And the schusim, by the way, this guy, every word of Torah that he learns, you share in the schusim. Every word. If the guy finishes Shas, you get schusim for Shas. He finishes one daf. Unbelievable. For what? For status. And by the way, there's more people that join because of you, and they didn't tell you yet. Sometimes you find out a year later. Donnie, sent me a thing. His friend said, oh, yeah, because of you, I joined a year ago. It took him a year, right, Donnie? But sometimes you don't know. Huh? It's on the group. All you have to do is forward it to your status, and thousands of all your contacts see it. If they join, they join. They don't. But you have no bizyon. It's nothing. It's a lot easier than asking for money for your shul or whatever it is. It's not as you're offering somebody something. You give a free Gemara. Here, this Gemara right over here. Get this. Omer Rabbi Yehuda, Hani Revoked Aramai. You have these sacks that they put the grapes in there, and then you wait for the juice to ooze out of it. If it's made the mezaya, unbelievable what they used to have in those days. They would make it from human hair, medichan. So, I have a question for you. Does human hair absorb liquid or not?
One or two. Not really. Not so.
No, but that's the two of them together. They absorb between them. They trap. I'm not talking about trapping. No. I'm talking about absorbing into the hair itself. So it's machlokes rishonim. If it doesn't absorb at all, Rashi seems to say that it absorbs slight. So what do you do if you want to machshir this thing? It was made by a guy. The guy used it. Medichan, you wash it off in water. The amra, if it's made out of wool, menagvam, you have to use the whole process of the ashes and the water. The kitna, if it's flax, miyashnon, you have to wait for 12 months. V'yikik kitred, if there's knots, sharilu, you have to open up the knots. Hani dekuli v'chalosad aramai. You have a strainer of our Armenian strainer, the chayti, the chavli, the tsuri, it's tied up with these ropes. Medichan, all you need to do for this strainer, you rinse it off. The tzavta, if it's made out of this sort of gemi, Rashi says, this cork, whatever it is, or this kash according to you, minagban, you wipe it down with the ashes. The kitna, if it's made out of Flax, miashnon, you have to wait for 12 months. V'isbu kitrin, if it has any kind of knots, shorlu, you have to undo the knots. Sponsored by Adar Global, turning of the Daf. Adar Global, specialist in international financial services, anonymous L'zeichen Nishmas Reb Chaim ben Reb Elazar Ashkenazi. So the Shama should have an aliyah. Anonymous in gratitude to Reb Eli and MDY for promoting Achdus Yisrael, V'Ahavas Yisrael. Itmar. Am ha'aretz shoyishid yodoi legas v'noga be'eshkoilos. You have an amaritz. What is this? This is the whole process of the. Oh, here it's flowing. Geshmak. Yoshi worked on it a lot. Here's the picture of the amaritz touching the. If I can find it. Oh, here it is. That's why he's so small over there. Here he is. Yeah, he's touching a cluster of grapes. What's the halacha? Rabbi V'Reb Chadomar Eshkol V'Chol Tzvivois of Tmeim V'Chol Agas Kula Tahira. Rabbi said one of the cool things of making your own Gemara, you can do whatever you want. So here, the back page of the Gemara has this chart of Tumat Tahira. It even has a beautiful thing of the base. I mean, well, you do whatever you want. If we know in advance, you throw it in there. If somebody donates this whole thing, you can put your family picture and a little biography about yourself. Whatever you want, you can do. So here it is.
How come your picture's not on the cover?
It is. This is my picture right over here. This. You see this logo? This is me right over there. It's on the ceiling. So let's go over here to the Sefer right over here. This is super, super simple. This takes away the trauma from the whole Tumat Tahira. The way it works is, wherever you start, if you start from the worst of the worst, which is a dead person, if you start from over here, avatuma, that means you touched a dead sheretz, or you yourself are like a zav, something like that. So, an amaretz, we'll call him avatuma. He's right over here. The way it works is, every tuma that touches something else, it loses power. It drops one thing. And if that thing touches something, it also the next thing loses power. It drops one. So if an avatuma touches anything, it becomes what? A rishon. It drops to a rishon. And if a rishon touches something, it drops to a sheni. By the way, you don't have to look over here. It's already in there, so you can see it right on the screen. Great. So we can just push this arrow. If you start over here by the avatuma, and the avatuma, this guy, this amaris dude, touches an eshkoil, he touches a bunch of grapes, what do they become? Rishon. Those grapes in return touch the grapes next to them. What do they become? A sheni. Those grapes in return touch the next one. What do they become? Wrong. It stops at a sheni. So Mela says the Gemara like this. No, if they're wet, then it would continue. They have to have mushal kabel. They had to be wet once upon a time. They don't have to be wet right now. So. Because it stops at the friend. The Amars touched one grape, the greens, right next to him, and the green touched the purple grapes, or the red grapes, whatever you want to call them. So the red grapes became a sheni, but that's it. It doesn't continue to the whole wine press. The Chadomar, we have a machlokes here, so one says, the whole thing is tummy. And if you say the rest of the grapes are tar, beautiful. Look at this picture, gewaldig. Here's the sheretz loyaleno, passed on to the next world, chilling out in the olive press. Why is the olive press different than a wine press? In the olive press, everything in there is tamei. But over here by the grapes, by the wine press, he said it stops right there in that neighborhood. A little bit becomes tamei, but not the rest. No, it only is matama what it touched. And if there's some olive oil on the bottom, hakol tamei, the whole thing is tamei. So by the wine press also, isn't there wine everywhere? Says Gemara by the olives. Look, it's all one mishka babel, nothing's stopping it. Over here, the actual grapes, the whole cluster of grapes, they create like a wall, like a mechitza between that and the rest of the wine press. So they said to his son that the halacha is that the grapes, what do I call them? The cluster of grapes and everything around it, tmeim. Everything's tamei, v'chol hagas kula tahira, and the rest is all tar. Says the Heilige Mishnah. So here's the pasuk. We saw this pasuk earlier. This is referring to Midian. What happened with Midian? They went to war. Here we have a little. Shlomo did this video yesterday. The Jews go to war, and they beat the Midyanim. Here's a Midian filling out. There's a whole war. They go to war and they beat the Midyanim. And because they beat them, they take all their stuff. So the Torah says, what do you do with the stuff? There's a bunch of treif in that pot. Remember, we learned they have to break all the Avodah Zarah. They have to burn it later. First, they have to break, then they have to go destroy the enemy, then they burn. So now they come, they find this pot full of stuff. They get rid of it, and they add it to the pile of stuff. And what do? This is Hagolabach. Whatever. That's his humor. Okay. So now also we have to know there's a famous concept. Some people don't know it, so let's talk about it. Meaning the way it absorbs, that's the way you could kasher it. So if the way a kli absorbs is by cooking, all you do is make chicken soup on it. So the way to kasher it, you put it on the fire, you do agala. But if the way it absorbed the treif is on direct contact with fire, so you have to put direct contact with fire. If it became white, it became whatever while it was cooking, so you have to make it white. So therefore, which the Gemara explains to us, it means for food, because you think maybe if I buy a drill from a guy, so I have to put the drill in I buy a hammer from a guy, I have to put the hammer in a mikvah. It says kli. I don't know what kind of kli. No, it has to be for food. We take it for granted. No, only things we eat. So we know the halacha from this Amud right over here. If there was never a bliyah, in other words, brand new from the store, nobody ever ate from it, so yadbel, put it in the mikvah, cold water. Lahagil, but if there's bliyas, if there's an absorbed food, you bought it secondhand, yagil. When I bought my apartment, here where I live right now, so the apartment came with everything, all the furniture, everything, even the people that lived there were nifter, and the pajamas, their clothes, shoes, everything, tools, the whole thing. So there was a lot of dishes, and we didn't know what's milchiks, what's fleishiks. We had our own dishes, but my wife says these are very expensive. This is a good brand, it was from France. So I intended to go do Agal's Kelim, but every year we go to America. So every year we had this whole pile. I'll do Agal's Kelim next year. Next Pesach. I was just like, get rid of it. Whatever. Finally we did it. We sent it there, and they took off every handle on this, and they made it kosher v'yasher. So these are all kelim that were used. They have bliyas from fleishiks, milks, I don't know what. So you have to do Agal's Kelim. L'lav and bur, but if it's something that you put on the fire, then you have to use fire. What's a good example? Hashaput v'haskala. Check this out, very simple. The skewers, metal skewers, and like a basket that you put fish in a basket, a steak in a basket. So since it goes directly on the fire, on the thing, so melabnam ba'ur, you need to do something like this here. Was this it? No, not this one. Where did I see it? I saw it somewhere. Oh, here, this one, right over here. You need mamish fire until it lights up and becomes a different color. What about a knife? So we're going to see. Some people know that you put it in the ground over here. Shafa, you have to scrape it, or what is it called when you sharpen it on a stone? That's what you do. V'tayra. Some very interesting halachas. We're not going to get into all of them, but some that are going to get to me in my life. So we buy the coffee from America, and it's a nice glass jar. My wife loves using it for the sourdough. So you have to toivel it. You use it a second time. What about sometimes you see machmirim, they go to the mikvah with coffee machine. Well, the coffee machine is another thing. Let's say sandwich maker. But I'm talking about, hold on, I'll get there in a second. Pans. Those single-use pans. Aluminum pans. So the Acharim talk about it. If it's the type of thing that you're going to throw out right away, great. But if you might use it again, after you cook with it and then you put it back in the fridge and you take it out of that, it might, according to some, you might need a tefillah. That's why you see people in the mikvah with the aluminum pans. I know. But the sandwich maker is a shtickle problem. If you can take off the things, great. If not, you might have to put the whole thing in the mikvah. But there's different eitzes. You can take it apart. Ask your local rabbi. Great.
You can just leave it outside the door.
Huh? Oh, by the way, so I want to real quickly leave it outside. No, mafkir. That's some. Okay, I don't know.
No, there are people. If you have a Jew taking it apart.
Rebbe Yoel Pian says that he says in this parasha, Parshas Kiseitze, he says that when a person does an averi b'shoigig, so in order to do tshuva, you should do some sort of like a mitzvah. Do a mitzvah for the averi b'shoigig that's similar to hagala. But if you do an averi b'mezid, then you need much more. Then you need fire. You need fire to do. What's fire? Torah. You need a Torah is what's mechaper, the worst. Koi dvarek ke'esh. The Torah is similar to fire. Tana v'kulam tzrichen tefillah. Oh, by the way, I had a good one. I think it's good. Let me know what you say. I know, Bahamas, when it hit me. Keboiloi kach poltoi. Keboiloi kach poltoi. Like you absorb, the way you absorb, that's the way it comes out. When you sit at your dining room table and you learn Torah, keboiloi, the way you inhale the Torah and it's with a geschmack, with a simcha. That's how your children, they see you, and that's how it goes, and they chop it, and they say, oh, it's also geschmack. Wow, I want to be part of this. I want to see what is Ta laughing at himself over there when he's watching something at the dining room table. Zog the Gemara, Tana, v'kulan tzrichen tefillah b'arbaim sa. Shkoyach. We need 40 saw. 20 saw is not enough. How do you know you need 40 saw? We're not going to try to do the whole Amud because Amud Beis is shorter, it's fine, and we have to go to Shachar soon. You need 40 saw, how do you know it says in that pasuk, like we saw, that anything that goes in the fire, you put in the fire. But why does it say vitar? The word vitar is extra. Finish. What's vitar? There's another way to do tahara, which is tefillah. It says ach b'mei nida. What's mei nida? So b'mei nida means usually it means the paraduma, the mei chatos, mei nida it's called. I would think for these kalim, it's mamish like a dead man, like you touch the dead person. To touch a dead person, you get sprinkled on the third day and the seventh day. That's Rabbi Shomer when I sprayed it once by mistake. Third day, seventh day. So maybe a kli also. You have to do azah from the mei para. You have to go like this. It says mei nida. No, you don't do it. Why did it say the word nida? Similar to a nida that needs 40 saw, so too the kalim need have a oimer, arba'im saw. That's how we know it. We need both. Maybe I could take, certain things. They take a needle, you could be toivel it in a puddle, let's say. So maybe you don't need 40 saw. I need 40 saw like a nida. Because of Rahman Havamina, Herev Shemesh Kenida. You have to wait until nighttime like a nida. Let me ask you a question. This is important to don't skip this. When does a nida have to wait till the Herev Shemesh? The tefillah occurs after Shkia. So what's the Herev Shemesh? It's after Shkia. Herev Shemesh means, let's go back. What's Herev Shemesh? It means a person who's toivel at 12 o'clock in the afternoon must wait until Shkia time in order to be completely tar. But if you toivel after Shkia, what are you waiting for Herev Shemesh? She's mutter to the husband right away. So what does it mean Herev Shemesh? The answer is, for her to eat truma, she must wait another day until the next Shkia. Interesting thing here. Okay. Herev Shemesh, yeah. Okay, I don't remember that far. Let's just do a few more lines so we don't get stuck here. Even brand new kalim rabbi say you need to go bring them to the mikveh. Why? If you have an old kli, let's say my neighbor's kli, you put it under a fire, it's brand new. You hear this? Rabbi, if you do libun, chomer with a fire, you have to put it in the mikveh. What if you put it in the mikveh first and then do libun? Does it work? It's actually machlokes, I think. The Tas says it's literally like toivel v'sheretz biyadai. It's not kosher. What are you putting in the mikveh? It makes a lot of sense to me. If you take a scissors, you buy a scissor from a guy, you buy a drill, a hammer, you have to put it in the mikveh. It's something that you eat with. Rabbi Sai, have a wonderful day.
Merit the schus of spreading Torah throughout the world. Sponsor a shir today. MDYsponsor.com or sponsor at MDYDaf.com.